Well, I think that the priorities are going to be to ensure that the equality impact assessment framework is embedded in our systems, because there's a big danger that unless all the councillors, the senior managers take it seriously, it can get lost. So it's a challenge for us to ensure it gets embedded and is taken as like any other everyday practice. The other challenge is going to be, and that's a challenge for me, that when any reductions and resource cuts are made, that the equality and diversity don't get chopped. And that's something that we will have to, we're already looking at it, thinking we have, I think, got a strategy for that in place, both for the short term and the medium term. And I think that'll be another serious sort of challenge we'll have to face.
There's always a message that we've got to keep putting out there as equality practitioners, that managers need to assess the equality impact of policies and services sort of at the formative stage of anything they're doing and around any changes, but particularly when a lot of cuts in funding come down very quickly and there's very limited time, or even there isn't actually an element of choice about it. I think there's going to be a real challenge around how can we keep that discipline of managers actually assessing the impact insofar as they can, or even just doing an equality impact assessment by which they actually make sure the key stakeholders are really just aware of what's going on and why things have got to change if that's what they've got to do.
I think people understand there are legal obligations here, and people are starting to come around to the idea of business case, that actually this could save money in the long term. But also, I don't think anybody, if you ask them, wants to see those who are worst off in our communities made worse off through the current economic situation. But if they don't properly think through and equality impact assess the way they make decisions about policy and how they review those policies, then that could be the unintended consequence.
And this is a real opportunity to reevaluate how equalities is positioned in respect of the budget cuts that we see, and the way in which we now need to look at new delivery mechanisms for delivering and providing people with services.
Any good equality practitioner will be very well grounded in equality impact assessments. That's not to say that their organisation has got to the bottom of making sure they happen consistently and making sure they're of good quality, but in these times I think equality